Okay. Diaz, can I have a GCTV put down? It's for me? Yeah? Oh, I didn't know you have a thing. Two. Okay, Joanna, now you can wait a little bit more.
A journey like no other begins. The world's most spectacular show jumping tour is back. Bigger, bolder, unforgettable. 16 breathtaking destinations. The world's finest riders. The most powerful horses. 17 teams, each driven by talent and ambition. Precision, power, and passion. Every jump, every second, every heartbeat counts. From the heart of Paris to the skyline of New York. From Shanghai's electric energy to the golden globe of Saint-Tropez. Each stop, a new stage. Each stage, 2 championships. Each moment, a story waiting to unfold. This is more than a sport. This is artistry in motion. A testament to courage, grace, and unrelenting passion. Where centuries of tradition meet the future of the sport. Every stride, calculated. Every moment, critical. Every leap, defining. It's more than a competition. It's an electrifying spectacle for all ages. A celebration of prestige, performance, and possibility. History will be written. Legends will be made. This is your chance to step inside, to feel the adrenaline, to witness greatness. Follow the journey and be part of history.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the 2025 season. We find ourselves under the magnificent floodlights of the Longines Arena here at Al-Shakab in Qatar. We are giving you a ticket to the world to start the show, to start the season here in Doha. Head off to Mexico City, head off to Shanghai, head off to Europe, and then finally to the playoffs in Prague later on this year. With so many classic destinations in between, this is where you need to be. And there is no better way to start off the 2025 season than welcoming back the champion, the winner of this LGCT Grand Prix 12 months prior here in Doha, the 2024 winner. Abdel Saeed joins us in the studio, our makeshift studio. Abdel, welcome back. There must be some really positive, wonderful memories to return.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I love the venue here. I think it's one of the best in the world. And obviously last year with Bonnie winning the Grand Prix was just an incredible day and a great memory.
Looking for lightning strike twice. You are back. Bonnie is back. Qualification. Look, fantastic as well to our qualification.
Yeah, I must say I brought her here beginning of the year. Actually, it was really nice this tour, and she got very comfortable in the ring. And I feel she's really peaking. She jumped actually incredible so far, but in the qualification she jumped great. She finished 6th. So I'm actually very excited to jump her today.
As a man that has conquered this arena, has conquered this LGCT Grand Prix, what is the trick to getting it right in Qatar?
To be honest, last year is last year. I don't even think about that. It's a new day today. I just had a little glimpse of the course and it looks serious stuff. So we'll see, but we'll definitely give it a go, and very motivated to get that win again.
Nice way to get an early golden ticket, put it back in the bag in Grand Prix #1 already.
Absolutely. I was thinking about that today. That's actually one of the bonuses about getting it this early. You're more relaxed throughout the season. But yeah, it's going to be very tough, a lot of competition. And yeah, the track looks really serious. So it'll be interesting to see.
We'll let you get back to work. Thank you very much. All the best for the upcoming Grand Prix. Thank you very much. Your 24 champion, Abdel Sayed, joined us live in studio. Can lightning strike twice? Will the man be able to make it 2 for 2? You'll find out later on tonight. Thank you for joining us. We are getting ready to kickstart the very first LGCT Grand Prix of the season. Let's take a flashback. Let's remind you of the top 3 of 2024 and just how good that season was for them.
He can make it, he can make it, he can make it. He made it, Max Kühner. And now into the final line for his 3rd Grand Prix win. There is Kukuk. It's coming, it's right there, push him. And there it is, sub 40 seconds. There comes Kühner. The championship leader who has made this a priority this season. Here comes Kühner on his favorite hunting ground. No, it's gone! It's the win for Ina Jolie! Sensational, sensational. What a horse and what a combination. Jana Maya, that was magic. The first Austrian in history to win the Longines Global Champions Tour.
Thank goodness I have my sneakers on, because I'm able to make my way from that beautiful podium inside the Longines Arena here at Al Shakam all the way up to our studio here to get ready for the very first LGCT Grand Prix of the 2025 season. It is very, very exciting to finally be at this point where we are able to get underway and finally kickstart the Longines Global Champions Tour season here in Doha. We heard from Abdel Sayed, the winner of 2024. Bonnie has been outstanding in qualification and without a doubt has a late start tonight as well. Looks to be a real threat to go on and repeat that success and win it again in 2025. But we showed you the top riders of 2024 there. Max Kühner winning the title. Christian Kukuk was outstanding. And Jana Friederike Meyer-Zimmermann, she was successful in the Global Champions League earlier on this week. She's had an outstanding couple of weeks in Doha, has looked good, has won events, has looked very strong in qualifying as well. So maybe it's a moment for us to just spend a little more time on Jana Friederike Meyer-Zimmermann, to take a look at this new acquisition of Dubai Desedre that she has recently acquired, how that relationship is growing. Let's go and meet up with her and that incredible horse to see how that relationship is developing.
Today we have an interview with Iron Dame's Dubai Desedre, and I don't know how long she wants to stay still, because usually he's the one that goes first and he's not the one that waits behind. Yeah, it was like a big surprise, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime surprise, when Deborah told me she bought the mare and that I'm allowed to ride her. So that was a big present of trust she gave me. And right now we're trying to find together in our brand new partnership.
Obviously, she came from Julien Epillard, who was so successful on her winning the LGCT Super Grand Prix.
Julien is an amazing rider. And also I had the luck that he helped me the first shows together. He gave me her bridle and the whole introduction, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, how I should warm her up. So I really try to do it a little bit like him. For sure, I can't be the same. I mean, he's like kind of the quickest rider in the world. And so I think sometimes when I ride her, she thinks like, hey, what are you doing there? Why are you slowing me down? And so honestly, it was also a little bit of a pressure, not from other people, but from myself, because I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to disappoint the horse. And you can buy a horse, but you can't buy time and trust and also the relationship. It's something that you have to build up. She is a bit of a character. I mean, she knows she's a queen, and she fights for you. In a partnership, it's like you have to get to know each other, and I'm the one that have to adapt because she showed what she can do. She won a lot in the past. I'm still in a learning process. I'm used to build up my horses from the younger age. So this is also for me a new thing, and you walk the course and you don't know exactly what would be the perfect decision for the horse. But when I go on the ring, she tells me, okay, girl, we're gonna rock this. And that's something that a horse has. I mean, she's a super friendly horse. And she wants to work. She don't like when it's boring, and she wants to be in front. I think she's kind of a superstar, and she wants to be a superstar. I will try my very best to be as often as good as possible. And for sure, we want to be successful for the team, for the Iron Dames project. And I hope we're gonna be like a really good couple.
Based on the performances of Dubai de Cedre and based on the riding ability of Jana Frederika Meyer Zimmerman, you do get the impression that that combination is going to be very, very successful throughout the 2025 season. They have a good start time as well today, 24th out the gate for Jana, and that is a pretty good way to give herself enough time to see what is happening with all the riders that come up before her. Always very handy to go later in the Grand Prix. It affords you the opportunity to see what has been taking place, what has been ridden, how it's playing out. So for those that are unaware, a later start is always going to be more beneficial. Time for us to chat to Dan Strange. He has been in the arena for quite some time, chatting to some riders, getting some thoughts, getting some reaction. Dan Strange, I know you've had an opportunity to speak to a whole bunch of riders. Talk to me about who is standing out, who you think is looking dangerous, and who we really, really should be keeping an eye on.
Well, Mark, I think from the GCL 2 days ago, Edwina Tops Alexander has to be one that we're looking at. Fellow Castlefield was brilliant that night. 2 clear rounds. Edwina was cool. She's experienced and she was so composed. And of course, she won this LGCT Grand Prix back in 2012. So you can't discount Edwina at all, especially with fellow Castlefield in the form that they're in. Marcus Aining and Coolio 42. Well, Coolio is in great form, finished 3rd here last year, finished 2nd in Riesenbeck as well. Marcus is always a fairly humble character. They can't be discounted, especially with the clear round rate, Mark, as you will know, of Coolio 42. Sophie Hinners and Iron Dames, My Prince. Mark, would you discount any of the Iron Dames at the moment, as we just saw from Jana there? They're in such form in the GCL. They carry that form into the LGCT Grand Prix here. And of course, Mark, the one I will throw at you, as you mentioned about going later in the round. Well, Jana Vargas, a relatively inexperienced, very inexperienced at this level because she's never jumped in an LGCT Grand Prix. She's first in, but I was talking to Edna Carroll, her coach, and actually that was a change of plan after Andreas Scow had 2 down in the GCL for Basel. And Jana basically went for it and managed to qualify in first. A fabulous story.
Yeah, it's an outstanding story. And Dorette, by the way, for anyone that didn't watch the Global Champions League earlier on this week, Dorette also looked outstanding. Jana Vargas looked very comfortable too. And as Dan points out, with a late start time, she will have the opportunity to watch 39 other riders all go out before her. She'll be able to take a look, see what has been happening, where are some of the problematic areas, and hopefully try and adjust. Dan Strange, thank you very much. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time. We catch up with some riders. We get some reaction from the course that has been designed today. I will give you a little bit of insight from where I'm standing, and I'm a good couple 100 feet away. From where I'm standing on this kind of bird's eye view, let me tell you, this looks big. It looks intimidating. It looks scary. It looks like it asks a lot of questions of these riders. But these are the best of the best. As you bring everyone of this caliber together, this is the level that you have to test them at. That becomes the starting points for the course designers to really push the best riders in the world who come out here in search of victory on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Speaking of some riders that have gone on to qualify very well for tonight's Grand Prix. We managed to catch up with Johann Sebastian Gulliksen. Again, outstanding in the Global Champions League. Jumped double clear on that opening show day. Looked very good on his horse Harwich. Comes back tonight in a strong qualifying position. We caught up with him to get his thoughts on tonight's Grand Prix. You must be delighted with your qualification for the LGCT Grand Prix. Talk to us about how that qualifying felt.
No, he felt very good. He was feeling really good both rounds yesterday and also the last round. And he's jumping well and feeling also fresh this morning. So I really look forward for tomorrow, the Grand Prix.
Busy weekend for Harwich. You have to jump a very good round 1 in the GCL, very good round 2 and with the Grand Prix. Talk to us about fitness levels. You're confident that still has enough in the tank to really be strong at the Grand Prix?
Hopefully, yeah. He's really fit at the moment, so hopefully he can be good for the Grand Prix. But you never know in this sport, it's very tough. So, anyway, we give it a go.
After looking as good as you did in the GCL, I imagine there's some wonderful lessons to take out of that, can be used in the Grand Prix. What do you take out of GCL day that you can use in the Grand Prix?
No, 100% the confidence and the way he jumps, and he gives you also as a rider confidence. So I think that can help me for tomorrow, yeah.
Well, best of luck to you both for the Grand Prix.
Thank you so much.
He is young, he is brave, he has an outstanding horse, and I think if you are looking for an outsider, I wonder if Johann Sebastian Gulliksen is going to be a pick for some people later on tonight. Again, a very, very good start time for the Norwegian later on tonight, jumping on Equine America Harwich VDL. But you can never, ever look further than Marcus Eining. The German veteran has won it all, everywhere, all over the world. He comes here tonight in Doha in search of an LGCT Grand Prix win once again. It has been a long time coming. He is looking to try on and get that victory once more. Back to Dan Strange. Let's hear from Marcus Eining.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we're here in the Longines Arena, ahead of the LGCT Grand Prix of Doha, with one of the favourites for the event, third last year, Marcus Eining. Marcus, being one of the favourites, how do you respond to that?
I don't know if I'm one of the favourites, but my horse was already good here last year. 2 days ago, he jumped quite good in the team classes, so I'm quite hopeful. Okay.
42% clear in GCT events over the time for Coolio 42. How comfortable does he feel to you in this arena?
Yeah, like I said, last year already he jumped very good here. He was placed in both Grand Prix. This year he had a quiet week last week. In the team he was clear in the qualification, he was good. So yeah, I hope for today.
You've had a quick look around the course. How does it suit him?
It's a tough course. It's a lot of jumping. It's 1 triple, 2 doubles. It's a really long track and for sure not easy.
Despite podiums here last year in Riesenbeck, you're a very humble guy. If you're not favourite, who is?
That's a good question. There are many good horses here. I think last year Abdel Said won. He has the same horse. So there are a couple of good horses, good riders. I can't really say the top 3.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck to Coolio 42. And Mark, back to you.
Very difficult to try and pick who you think is going to be a favourite tonight. So good is the field, so competitive is this lineup or these 40 riders that even Marcus Eining says it is a little challenging to try and decide who then perhaps looks the best on paper for tonight's victory. Although he does put a mention on Abdel Said and Boni Ami. We spoke to him at the top of the show. The winner in 2024 comes back in 2025. Can he make it a double? That's the big question. If he does go on to win tonight, Abdel Said, much like in 2024, will get his hands on that highly sought-after golden ticket. Let me explain to you what the golden ticket is all about. At the end of every single LGCT Grand Prix, so from Doha over to Mexico City, over to Shanghai, over to Madrid, so on and so on and so on. At the end of every LGCT Grand Prix, the winner will earn him or herself a golden ticket. And that golden ticket buys you an entry into the biggest event in the world of show jumping that you will ever find, and that is the GC Playoffs. It takes place back in Prague this year in the Czech Republic. It is the Super Bowl of show jumping. It is the grandest event in the sport that you will ever find. And the winner tonight, the winner of all tonight's or all of the LGCT Grand Prix earn themselves an entry ticket into that Super Grand Prix, where only the champions of the year will go head-to-head in an LGCT Super Grand Prix. And that, we hope, you put into your calendar already as we give you the opportunity to come to these destinations. Don't miss out. Don't just watch us on screen. Get your bookings in. Come through to Prague. Come to the Czech Republic and watch those GC playoffs live. It is something you will never, ever forget. We've asked some of the riders, we've asked some of the people in and around Doha here this week who they think is going to walk away with a golden ticket. Let's see which names come up.
We're going to find out.
I think it will be Simon Deleste.
Scott Brash.
Duarte Seabra.
I'm going to have to go with myself.
Dad.
I hope myself.
Sophie Hennis.
Duarte Seabra.
Okay, if it's not me, I would hope for Daniel Deusser.
Abdel jumped very good.
Jana Vargas.
I think me. Yeah, Jana Frederica Meijer was in very good shape.
I will also bet on him.
Gerfried Puck.
I give a good chance to Gerfried Puck because he won a lot in the last weeks.
Jean Sadron for France.
I hope myself, but there's probably a lot of people is answering that.
Simon Deleste.
No, I don't like pronostics, but I think the level tomorrow is going to be really high.
A lot of riders putting their own name in the hat. Although, if you think about who else was being mentioned there, once again, Jana Frederica Meijer Zimmerman comes up. Once again, Abdel Said comes up. Simon Deleste being named as well. These are interesting conversations, interesting names. I wonder then which of these 40 riders are going to be able to conquer this course here tonight and come out the best of the best. Speaking of the course, let's find out what has been designed today. I mentioned the fact that it looks big, it looks intimidating, and it looks like it's asking a lot of questions. Ed Holloway, speak to us about tonight's track. Let's find out what has been designed by the course designer.
Thank you, Mark. Welcome to the 17th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Doha. The course set by Peter Schumacher looks fearsome. 500 meters, 83 seconds, the time allowed. They start up behind us. That is the Prague Playoffs vertical fence number 1 at 157 in height. They then run 5 strides down to the Oxer at 2, 155 by 160. It's green and white. It's square. There's no let up early on. But then the course intensifies. They'll turn left-handed back to the Al-Shakab wall. Max height at 1.60 meters. It's going to be fascinating. It comes very early, and the big airspace cutout will draw the horse's eye into the base of the fence. It's not easy early on. Then it's 5 strides down to the Longines Global Champions Tour Oxer. Fence number 4, 155 by 170. It's square again. After that delicate question, have they got the scope to jump this big fence? They then turn right-handed into this Liverpool 155 by 170. White rails, the blue base. It walks an inside 7 back to that fence, and then it's very challenging. It's a holding 4 strides down to the black bridge vertical. Again, its max height is 160, and a holding 4 to that bigger fence is going to be really demanding. They then swing right-handed into this feature line, the Longines treble combination. The distances are even, they're 2 and 1. But it's big, 153, 165 the width in, 158 the mid part, and then the exit, 155 by 160. This fence, it's just a huge set of sticks. They then go down to 8A and B, the Al-Shakab double combination. 160, 160, a Liverpool second element, 1 stride. It is not easy. Then things again ramp up because at the bottom of the arena is the GC Oxer, 155 by 170. Things are amplifying. Then it will be 8 or 9 strides down to a 2 meter wide triple bar at fence number 10 with the pillars alongside it. Looks again very intimidating. Problems then coming because it's a short 7 after huge scopy jump back to the Arabic black pot plank. That is a plank at 160 after the treble bar, that is really, really tough. And then the final line, there's no hiding now. The Visit Qatar Ox 12, 155 by 160. It's then holding 6 strides down to finally the last combination. That's 155 by 160, 13A. And a vertical comes on 1 stride, 13B at 160. That is the final fence. And, well, the early question is, for me, 3 back to 4. The wall is tall. Can they jump that? But then it just keeps going down then to this Liverpool. The black rail is into the in-gate down there. So again, there's the distraction of another arch in the background of the horses. The treble walks quite fair, but it's just very, very big. They're clear distances. That is an overview. It's tough. We can't wait to see how the Grand Prix unfolds tonight.
Thank you very much, Ed Holloway. Oh, I warned you that it looks big. I warned you that it looks incredibly testing. And just hearing Ed talk about one challenge to the next challenge to the next challenge, requiring more scope, requiring more power, requiring more balance. There is nowhere to hide in a track like this. And that's what's going to make it so challenging later on tonight. We spoke about some favorites. I believe Dan Strange standing by alongside with Simon de Lestre.
So we've come to get the opinion of Simon de Lestre about the course that Peter Schumacher has set. Simon, you've mentioned that the back end of the course is quite delicate. We're just walking from 10 to 11. Can you explain why?
Yeah, because we have already many good efforts before arriving here, and then we have a nice going distance on the triple bar with 8, and then we have still nice 6. It's not the contract is nice, but the problem is the palanque is very high and a little bit flat and open in the 6th, and especially at the end of the course. Also the direction of the outside, for sure the horse gonna gallop a little bit flat. Then I think makes this fence very, very delicate, like a little bit joker.
And this is, we're into this now. It's seriously big, isn't it, today?
Yeah, cannot be bigger, last all.
Well, good luck. You're on Giamo today. Confident?
No, never. When you have such a difficult Grand Prix, if you are confident, you are crazy.
Simon, thanks for your time. Mark, back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Dan Strange. Thank you very much to Simon de Lestre. Again, a really good start time. He'll be amongst the final 5 to go. Listen to the closing of the Grand Prix lineup. You have the very impressive Johann Sebastian Gulliksen, into the equally impressive Fernando Martinez Soma, both outstanding in the Global Champions League this week. You have Kim Emmer, a former GCL champion with the Cannes Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, into Marcus Eining, into Abdel Said, Simon de Lestre, into Olivier Reperou, and then the next couple of riders continue to just get bigger and better. It is the toughest start list that you can hope for an LGCT Grand Prix opener of a 2025 season. And it's coming to you all over the next few minutes. Sasha Newgard-Lille, one of the new faces on the overall show jumping global champions family list. We saw her enter midway through the season last year in the Global Champions League. She impressed. She found her way onto a new team, the Basel Cosmopolitans, qualified well, and now will jump tonight's Grand Prix. Dan Strange standing by alongside with Sasha Newgard-Lille.
Thanks, Mark. We're by fence number 4 with Sasha Newgard-Lille. Sasha, you're relatively inexperienced at this level. You've just walked through the course. What are your thoughts about it?
My first impression is it's a tough track. There's a lot of challenging lines. It's not just one, it's a few actually. We have the wall, number 3, comes really quick in the course and very quick off the corner. That's, for me, one of the points where I have to focus a little bit. And then we have a lot of combinations. Also the triple combination coming away from the going in, like from the exit, up to the double vertical. And then again, the last line, also going away from the exit. I think it's always when it's the last line, they get a bit, they think they're finished, so they have to, one more time, they have to power up and go there. I think it's a nice course, nice build, but it's tough.
You said about 7, the combination, through to 8, the double. 7 strides to that?
For me, it's a 7, yeah. It's nice. It's a little bit quiet 7, I think. And that's nice to come in quiet in the double vertical, depending on how you come out of the triple combination, of course. But I think for me, it's a 7, yeah.
And do you think in the double, do you think the water in the back of that will cause problems, or is that okay for your horse?
I hope for my horse it's okay, but it will definitely cause problems because they will either look a little bit and maybe get a bit stiff, or they will either jump a little bit further and then get the pole like that way. So yeah, it's there's a few good tricks here.
Such a tough course, such a competitive LGCT Grand Prix here in Doha. Zasha, thank you for your time. Mark, it's going to be really fabulous this evening to see how Zasha goes and the rest of the field. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Sasha Newgard-Lill still have a nice smile on the face. It's easy and positive now, but we know that as this night intensifies, as this night progresses, I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of riders that are maybe not left with such a big smile on their face, because as we said, this is challenging, it is intimidating, and will require absolute perfection to go on and win tonight. If you recall, a couple of seasons ago, one of the best LGCT championship races that we had seen in a very, very long time was decided between two Dutchmen, one of them being Michael van der Vleuten. And he comes back again here in 2025 on Divis. Again, a very, very impressive mare. Now 14 years of age is the bay. Michael van der Vleuten, is he going to launch yet another LGCT championship run? We'll have to wait and see. Let's hear from the Dutchman.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we're down in a really interesting and difficult part of the course. It's the combination 7A, B and C. We're right by 7B with Michael van der Vleuten, who rides Divis. Again, had 4 faults last year in the LGCT Grand Prix of Doha. Michael, talk us through this combination, because we're in the mid-part where it actually gets higher. Why does that make it more difficult for the horses?
Well, this combination is an oxer coming in, 2 strides vertical, quite a tall one as you can see, and then 1 stride coming out, an oxer. It's a triple where the horses need to work quite hard. They need to stretch a bit coming in, really have to make sure they get the height in the middle at the vertical, and then see that the horses get the forward movement to get the back bar of the coming out. So plus that it's from the in gate away. The horses are maybe also a little bit more backwards than the other way around, but yeah, I think in general it's quite a strong course this time.
And you feel confident Divis in good form and potentially go better than last year?
Well, to be honest, you're never 100% sure with her, but she's definitely a horse that has all the possibilities, and I know she can do the height. She felt in good shape 2 days ago in the GCL. With a clear and a 4-fault round, so no, let's see what we can do today.
Thanks for your time, Michael. Good luck. Of course, Michael just missed out on the jump off last year. Let's see if he can make it into the jump off this time. Mark, back to you.
Michael van der Vleuten and Divis will be 18th to go in the start list. They have a lot of work to do. Make sure they jump clear to get into the jump off. If you jump all the fences, no fences go down, the time is inside, you will go on to jump in the jump off later on tonight. That gives you the opportunity to get in to the winner's circle on top of the podium, first place with a trophy, with the Longines beautiful timepiece, and of course that famous golden ticket to the GC playoffs in Prague later on this year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first official Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. We are live at the Longines Arena at Al Shakab. Welcome to Doha. Let's go and watch the action live in the ring.
In world sport do not come any bigger than this one tonight. Delighted to welcome you to the 17th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Doha, the Grand Prix. This is the 19th Longines Global Champions Tour season. The inaugural year was back in 2006, but this city, vibrant. It's a real hub of activity, of bustle, of industry, of huge developments. And this is the LGCT arena that was started here back in 1992. Quite extraordinary to note that in tonight's field we have 7 former champions dating back to the inaugural winner in 2008, Dennis Lynch. That was Lantino's the third who lifted the early Grand Prix here. It's a superb night weather-wise, but we're all very much interested as where the heat of the battle will be laid down tonight. Edwina tops Alexander, that was 2012 for her with Sivo Ito de Chateau. Scott Brash, he'll start tonight, 2013, with the legendary Halo Sanctos. The home win for Basim Mohamed for Qatar was in 2017 with Gunda. And Germany had 3 wins in recent years. Daniel Deusser, Ludger Beerbaum and Philipp Weishaupt. And Daniel Deusser will start tonight. He won it with Killer Queen VDM, his brilliant mare in 2020. Niels Brunsales won it in 2021 with Deluxe Van TNL. And the other very good win for Belgium, the defending champion, Abdul Said, will start with Bonami. He won with Bonami this very Grand Prix, the 16th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Doha last season. We've had a superb week of sport here. It has been electrifyingly good to get this brand new season underway in fitting style. And what do we face tonight? The test of Peter Schumacher certainly looks fairly fearsome. The start number is going to be 40 that come forward. And I can tell you, France has 6. Germany, who have won the most, as I say, 3 former German champions. They field 9 tonight, going for win number 4. France have had 2 wins in our history, Michel Robert and Julien Paillard, 09 and 2019. And France, as I say, with 6. Belgium have 4. The pair of wins I've referred to. There'll be very, again, interesting riders and horses tonight. And we'll take you around the course now of Peter Schumacher. That will set us up for the first round of this 1.60 m Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Doha. It is 500 meters precisely in length, 500 meters, so half a kilometer on the nail. 80 seconds is the time allowed. It is going to be a total of 16 jumping efforts, 13 numbered obstacles. And this, the opener, the Prague Playoffs vertical, 157. They then spin a little right-handed bow, 5 strides, it walks down to the green-white oxer. It's square 155 by 160. They roll down to the LGCT wall. It comes perilously early, I think. 160 tall, so max height at 3. It's then 23.8 meters, so 5 strides after a delicate wall down to a very imposing looking 155 by 170 Longines Global Champions Tour Oxer. This sends a tough line. The Liverpool 155 by 170, 4 holding strides down to that Black Bridge vertical. Again, max height at 160. The Longines treble looks very imposing again dimensionally. 153, 165, 2 strides to a 158 tall vertical. And then it's going to be 1 stride to another very square oxer, 155 by 160. Fair distances, but certainly you have to be on a very scopy horse. They're all scopy tonight, we know that, but problems could happen anywhere out there. Then it's an inside 7 down to the LGCT set of verticals. The Liverpool is the second one of them. They're both 1.60 m. This, the GC Oxer, is wide, 170 in width, but that is nothing compared to the triple bar that lies awaiting at 10, 160 by 2 meters. And then a short 7 down to the 160 tall plank fence number 11. This is the final line. When you get here, you've done very well if you're still clear. This is the Visit Qatar Oxer, 155 by 160. It's a holding 6 strides is the Aces verdict. Talk to Scott Brash and Philippe Rosier out on the course. That is their impression. And then comes this Green Sun double in his 155 by 161 stride on 8 meters. So thankfully the final fence around this demanding course of Peter Schumacher. That is 160 tall as well. What a fascinating test we face tonight for the 17th edition of this Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Doha. And that's the man who set this great challenge tonight. He's a brilliant designer from Koblenz. His wife Julia as well, part of the design team that Peter leads here in Qatar. Well, there's the overhead and the start list. We take
And that's why I was saying.
fascinating proposition. Hans-Dieter Dreyer. He won the Amsterdam Grand Prix in 2023 with Elysium. Antoine Armand is the former French junior national champion. He's young at 23 with Floyd Desprez. Niels Brussels, the 2021 winner, will be number 10 to start. Scott Brash has won this with Halo Sanctos, and Halo Folly looking in very good form. Christian Alman was 10th in the class last year with the very exciting Mandato van der Neerheide. Abdulrahman Al Raji won to watch for the Saudi Arabians with Ventago. And there's Dennis Lynch, the inaugural champion. He will be number 22. Edwin Tops Alexander again has won this with fellow Castlefield, not with that horse, but it was Sevo Ito du Chateau who claimed the title in 2012. And Marcus Enning looking for his maiden win in this Grand Prix. There's not a lot that's eluded Marcus. He'll be followed by the defending champion Abdul Said and the brilliant Bon Ami. Philip Weissau sadly was the last minute withdrawal, was due to start Kobe 8, who'd won the World Cup here in Doha in January, but I guess a little complication in terms of horse soundness and horsemanship has come into play. And the next to qualify out of the GCL Round 2, that was the Grand Prix qualification back on Thursday, has yielded the opening spot to Hans-Dieter Dreyer. He won the 5-star jumper class last night, Hansi. That was with Vesmal de Cotti, and he'll lead us into action this evening.
2 minutes here, and then the bucket is his points. He can talk, he can give some statistics. It's 15 fences, 80 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Back to you. He doesn't have to run 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It obviously means that he doesn't come on site very often.
Not an easy task to open
That's Wife Marion on the left side of your picture. Hands from the deep south of Germany, not too far from Basel, just across on the far side of the German-Swiss border. This horse is a pure machine. He's 13 years of age. He is the son of Vidal Sirocco Blue Cross de Coronado that Hans-Dieter himself owns with Siep Handels, the co-owner, bred by Manfred Tummers. This man is seasoned, he's gritty, just the kind of course that I think Hans-Dieter Dreyer will relish. He's won number 51, and Elysium's got a Rolls-Royce stride. He just glides across the terrain. Now this jink turn back to the Liverpool, meets it spot on, and then again that holding 4 from Elysium is masterful from Hans-Dieter Dreyer. And now the Longines treble, 7A, B, and explodes out over the back of C. But Elysium, I'm afraid, that's the first blemish tonight into the Al Shakab double combination. Ete is the first and hopefully the last mistake for this world-class combination that launched the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Doha into orbit. It's a very good path-finding round, though, because this course has caused a lot of head-scratching. The course team think only 5 or 6 clears is the likely outcome. Elysium comes home, and he's very nice inside the time. 3.01 seconds, the good of the 80-second time allowed for the Grand Prix this evening. But one down, 8A is the nemesis of Hans-Dieter Dreyer, who opens up the action here in Doha with Elysium.
4 penalties for the first rider out the gate tonight. Hans-Dieter Dreyer, for now, will not be competing in a jump-off, you would imagine. Emmanuel Cameli is the next man in. If you want to join us for these 40 riders, the best 40 riders of the week, all competing for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Doha. come and sign up for a GCTV pass. We want you to come and join us. We want you to be a part of the action, and we want you to see what is going on here live in Doha. This is the season opener. You cannot miss it. Sign up for a GCTV live pass and come and join us.